promise you, facing rejection is better. Welcome back to Christina Watches Movies. I'm Christina. I know media literacy is in trouble, but I'm starting to think that it's completely dead after seeing the insane discourse surrounding this film. Specifically, some of the takes some men have. But what else is new? Obsession, written and directed by first time feature director Curry Baker, is about Bear, a helpless romantic who breaks a one wish willow, gaining the love of his crush, Nikki. What starts out as everything he ever wanted turns into something much darker. This movie is insane. It doesn't take long for things to completely go off the rails. I can't praise Indy Navarrete enough for her portrayal of Nikki. I was in complete awe of her ability to switch between intense and opposite emotions at the drop of a dime. I love the way darkness was used on Nikki's character to emphasize how dark her newfound desire is for Bear. But even when she's shrouded in darkness, her eyes have this like glossy shine to them that stands out among that darkness. The film constantly dances on that fine line between scares and comedy, which makes complete sense because Curry Baker used to do sketch comedy. And one of his inspirations is Jordan Peele, who we all know used to do sketch comedy as well and has transitioned into a brilliant horror filmmaker. I also really love the score. It has this soft, trance like quality to it. There's a loving quality to it that I feel like mimics the internal soundtrack of someone who is completely in love with their partner and just enamored with their partner. The movie is unsettling, it's scary, it's funny, and it's extremely sad as well. Now, from this point on, the video is going to contain spoilers because unfortunately I can't address some of the insane discourse without spoilers. So, if you haven't seen the movie and don't want to be spoiled, I'll see you in the next one. I do not believe Bear was a victim. I believe he was an unintentional villain. I believe that people are infantilizing Bear to a certain degree because he is pretty soft spoken and he's shy and a little socially awkward, and it's clear he's a bit lonely. None of these things, though, automatically make him a naive person, especially to what's going on. No, I don't think he actually believed that when he made that wish on that one wish below that it was going to come true. But I also don't feel like he was completely naive to what was going on for as long as we are led to believe that he is. Before he makes the wish, she makes it pretty clear that she's not interested in a romantic relationship with him. And then cut to like 30 seconds after he makes the wish, her demeanor completely shifts and she's all of a sudden interested in him. But other than that, she's also behaving extremely erratic, and I definitely believe this is when the spell or possession or manifestation is starting to take effect because of how much she's going back and forth and back and forth. Now, yes, he does find her behavior strange and he does hesitate, but he still takes the opportunity to kiss her, even though he feels like something is off, that something is not right with her. This is proven when he goes to talk to his friend and tells his friend that he believes that either she's having some kind of mental breakdown or she was just extremely drunk, which then makes you think, if he believed that, why would he engage in anything physical with her to begin with? Not that they actually ended up sleeping together, but still even kissing her. Like, why do that if you fully believe that, like, her thinking is altered? Even throughout the film, his friends kind of bring up the fact that they think he might be taking advantage of her poor mental state. Time and time again, he's given signs that Nikki is suffering and that what he thinks is Nikki is not really Nikki. When he calls to cancel the wish and he's allowed to speak to Nikki, all he gets is her screaming in distress. Also, throughout the movie, after he makes the wish, she randomly breaks out of this spell and comes from up under this possession or manifestation and immediately starts screaming about how this is not her, this is not what she wants, and she instantly starts harming herself. And the most clear indication she gives him that this is not what she wants, that this is not her, is when she's talking in her sleep and she is begging him to kill her, to take her out of her misery. And instead of showing some empathy for the situation that he has put her in, he takes it as a hit to his ego. And he effectively says something along the lines of, "Is being with me really that bad?"
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And then he walks out as she's like begging him to release her from this hell that he essentially placed her in. Anytime he has the chance to do what's right by her, he doesn't do what's right by her, specifically if it's going to directly impact him negatively. Even at the end, when he realizes the right thing to do would be to just end his life so that she would be free of this spell or possession he put her under, he chickens out at the last second, because no matter how much he purports to love and want her, he still refuses to make a sacrifice for her freedom, for her autonomy, and her life. Hell, she's even killed their friend group by this point, and that's still not enough. No, I do not believe that he was corrupted by the One Wish Willow, nor do I believe the One Wish Willow is inherently bad or inherently evil. We see that it's possible for someone to make a wish and nothing bad to happen. I believe the wish you make on the One Wish Willow determines its outcome. His wish was corrupt, his wish was cursed, and that's why the outcome was so dark. He didn't care that he was wishing for something that would take away her choice and take away her autonomy. And you can argue with me and say that he really wasn't thinking about that. And you might very well be right. But my thing is, why wouldn't he be thinking about that? Why wouldn't he be thinking about the fact that a wish like this could possibly take away her choice in the matter? The obsession was never about her obsession after he made the wish. It was more about his obsession with her, to the point where he made that wish, to the point where her consent no longer matters, to the point where her autonomy no longer matters. The nature of his wish is what bred this twisted outcome. And if we're being honest, he got off way too easy. Before seeing the movie, at first I thought that him dying at the end would be enough of a punishment for his character, and then I saw the movie and I realized that making him be the last person standing and being forced to contend with what he did would have been a way better punishment. Now, Nikki has to live the rest of her life with the trauma of what was done to her and what she did. All because he couldn't live with the fact that she didn't want to be with him. She has to suffer for his actions. And anyone blaming Nikki for what happened to her is an incel. Sorry, not sorry. A girl being nice to you and you being nice back doesn't mean you're entitled to her affection. She didn't do anything to lead him on. She was literally just being a friend to him. She was nice to him. She was supportive of him. And somehow I feel like because she's attractive, that's being warped to mean that somehow she was leading him on. Just because you find the girl attractive and she's nice to you doesn't equate to her leading you on or wanting a romantic relationship with you. So to all the men who feel entitled to a woman's affection because they're nice to you, and you watch this film, I have one message for you.
Learn something from this!
If you've seen Obsession, let me know down below what you thought, and make sure you keep it cute because I do tussle in comments. If you like this video, be sure to like this video and subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, bye.